Hi guys, this is Andy Morgan from Total Therapy Birmingham once more, here to you today to talk about ways that you can help yourself, ways that you can heal. We've talked in the last few videos all about your insecurities and your fears and the things and the issues that you deal with every day. And hopefully by now, those of you that have watched the videos and started to pay attention, you're starting to pick up on some patterns, some habits, some reactions, and maybe you've even spent the time to try and work out where they've come from. I wish you all the best, and I wish you good luck for those, and trust that once you start down the path of healing, you will find what you need. So don't dismiss the random person who comes to talk to you. Don't dismiss the shop that you bump into. Don't dismiss your GPS taking you a funny way around, and keep your eyes open, see what you see. But in this video I wanted to quickly go over some methods, a little bit more description on how you can help yourself. So written exercises are huge. Doing things in your head seems like it's being productive, but the problem is it stays up here. Everything just stays in here and it rattles around and it floats around, it gets lost, it gets dropped, it gets replaced by more important things. So writing things down is crucial to helping you to process stuff. Not only that, but if you start to try and make a list of your bad habits, for a start you won't want to, because no one likes to admit they have bad habits. And if you have one in your head, you'll think of the first one and then you'll justify it. You'll go around a little story and then you'll remember that you need to do your shopping. You write one down, it allows the next one to pop into your head. And the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So if you're ever struggling to have a thought process, write the first thought down. And the next one will come in. Behaviourally and our ability, we are only supposed to be able to hold 7 things in our heads. Many people that's less, their heads are full already. So if you're trying to hold or think of a list of issues that you want to resolve, you'll never get past 7, and you'll never work on them past 7. You write one down, you write 7 down, and then suddenly you've written 50 down. And then you can work on them one by one, step by step. So there's a lot you can do at home. Physical stuff, decluttering. Decluttering. The house is a lovely representation of the mind, of the body. Sorry, I was going to say of the mind. The attic is the representation of the mind. The house is a representation of the person, particularly in dreams. You can also have cars as well. So if you dream about houses, it may well be that you're getting nudges to clean house, to spring clean, to tidy things up. And I've not read into this in depth, but the concept is that the layers of the house represent the layers of you. The attic, the one I have definitely looked into, is your mind. So if you have a cluttered attic in physical life, so if you stuff stuff up there to deal with it later, or stuff you don't think you need, and your attic is full to bursting, that's probably very similar to your mind as well. So a physical decluttering, spring cleaning, great within Chinese medicine, it's great for lung energy. It helps you give a breath of fresh air. It clears out the clutter. So you may find you suddenly breathe more easily. It's uplifting as well, because you are physically getting rid of stuff and looking at stuff and thinking, do I really need this? Do I actually want to keep this, or am I just holding on to this for some honour or posterity or memory that I actually have forgotten about because it's been up there for 10 years and I haven't thought twice about it. And on that note, do the same with your insecurities and your friends. Now that's a horrible one. If you are friends with someone, or you're in a relationship with someone over something that happened a decade ago, over some sense of honour, some sense of duty, some sense of they helped me out and I love them for that. And that's true, they did help you out. But look at the situation as it is now. If you had a choice now and you were choosing your partners, Will you honestly choose the person you're with? Will you honestly choose the friends that you're with? And that's not to say they're a bad person. You just might be different people. You might have drifted apart over the years, and you just might not normally hang out with them. It's a tough one, I know. I know. But it's no less worthy to do. Okay, so other methods. From my experience, best story I can tell you is from my experience. Martial arts. Not a traditional therapy, although you do get a lot of people who'll say, I have to go to the gym this week, otherwise I go mad. That's not therapy, that's avoidance. If you have to do something, otherwise your emotions build up, your tensions build up, you are avoiding dealing with that stuff. You're using it as a coping mechanism. So working with a martial art, working with any skill, any form of physical activity will help, because it gets things moving, it's the blood going, it helps you release tensions. But when I talk martial arts, I'm talking traditional arts. The main difference is, from my experience, they don't just deal with the physical body. They don't just deal with punching and kicking. You can learn how to punch and kick and throw and grapple anywhere. Traditional arts, so I train in battlefield jiu-jitsu, so traditional battlefield martial art. Bushido, ninjutsu, kung fu, with the right school and with the right teacher, will teach you far, far more than just how to punch and kick. Yes, I realise I have a judo t-shirt on. That's where I started. I started with judo. And I still love the art, but it is a very young art compared to what I do now. So as well as the physical, you'll have mental challenges. For those who have had some sort of therapy, or some who know that their insecurities kick off when they get confronted, do a martial art. Then you see how you really fare. Then you see whether your strength is actually true, or is it a complete facade. I mentioned in videos before, people have come in with bravado and strength and aggression and confidence, but you up the pressure a little bit more than they're used to and they fold. But with a good instructor and a good art, they will teach you how and why you folded, and how to get past it, and how to defeat your enemies, but your internal enemy first. As well as the physical and mental challenges, you can also learn the philosophy, and the philosophy of martial arts, in truth. Now, there's nothing better to sharpen the mind and trying to get a philosophy and a technique than when someone's trying to hit you. But again, in life, we kind of cruise through. We lend this guy money, we let that guy screw us over for a car, we pay a little bit more than we're wanting to for this, that and the other. Because, well, it's not so bad, it's only a little amount. If you shift that into a physical context, that if you do a technique in a certain way and you do it wrong, you'll get hit, or kicked, or stabbed, or thrown. You will be injured. And then you realise that your insecurities, how detrimental they are. When you up the ante of the outcome, you realise how dangerous having lax reactions to life are. So if you can do an art that will press you on those points and teach you on those points, and you go away and think, this guy's trying to borrow money off me, they borrowed £5 off me for every day for the last year, or every year for the last whatever. I said the challenge I usually put is, every time you lend them money, I'll slap you around the head. And that may seem unfair, but how quickly, you think practically, how quickly would you get fed up of being slapped around the head? And the only reason you're doing it is because you're lending them money. Yes, they need it. Yes, they're their friend. Yes, they're not as well off as you. But equally, how long has it been going on for? How often? How much money do you think you've given? So a traditional art will give you the philosophy and help you to strengthen your defences, to strengthen yourself, and be able to be far more capable in life. So that's mind, body and spirit in one. That's why I love it so much. That's why I do it and why I will always do it. It's in my blood. To physical therapies, then massage. That your body is linked to your mind, and your physical tensions, your mental tensions are held in your body. Do you have a pain in the neck in your life? You probably have a pain in your neck. Do you shoulder responsibilities or burdens? Do you take on more than you really should do? You'll have sore shoulders. Are you a tight ass? Excuse the language. Or do you have someone in your life who is a pain in the backside? Do you have a tight ass and a pain in your backside? Do you have tight muscles, tight glutes, tight legs, tight hamstrings? And those are just the simple verbal ones. Anxiety and grief will attack the lungs and loss. Anger will attack the liver. Fright and fear will attack the kidneys and the bladder. So if you have problems with your organs, they're most likely related to your emotions. So having a traditional healing therapy, traditional healing method, and traditional Chinese medicine is the one that I have practiced in and have been working for the last 8 years. And I can honestly say it's been the trigger and the catalyst for the biggest change and improvement in my life. So Tuina is traditional Chinese medical massage. Acupuncture, done properly, not with a, done properly by a traditional therapist. Cupping, gua sha, moxibustion, bloodletting, all of those are valuable in their own way. Energy therapy, for those who believe in it, it'll work. Ironically, for those who don't believe in it, it won't work. That's not a defense. It's a fact. If you go for a massage because you've got a sore shoulder and they tell you to relax your shoulder and you're stubborn and you like to control your life, you don't necessarily trust the therapist, you are not willing to let go of your tensions, your shoulder will not loosen. They could do every trick they have in the book and your shoulder will not loosen because you are holding on to the tension. You are holding on to those insecurities and those fears and you are not willing to let go of control. But that ripples to everything. Even if someone tells you you should stop smoking, have you stopped smoking? Someone tells you you should do this, someone tells you you should do that. Unless you invest in it, and unless you are the driver and the trigger behind it, it will not work. Because the only person holding you back in your life is you. As soon as you open your mind and open your heart and say, yes, I'm willing to let that work. Yes, I'm scared. I don't know what will happen. I don't know who I will be without this injury, without this ailment. I don't know what I will do. I've structured my entire life around having this problem. But do you like it? Do you sit and wish you'd like to get rid of it? Well, what if your wish is granted? Spend some time, before you even start your therapy, spend some time thinking, what if? And I'll probably be chastised for saying that gives people hope. Yes. What if? You lose hope, you give up. You have hope, you just keep trying. You just keep looking. And when you find the thing that will help you, you know it. And you open to it. And it may be the most fantastic thing that the therapist has ever done. Because they've never had anyone as open to healing as you. Along those lines, for those who like the more holistic side, I'll briefly go on. Vocal toning, sound therapy, sound healing, sound baths. All very valuable and very little risk from those. They have almost no contraindications, as in they have very little occasions when it's not safe to do. Crystal therapy, colour therapy. Hell, just go for a walk. Fresh air. Eating right, changing your foods will all have little changes over a little time and big changes over a big time. All the best. We'll go more into the crystal therapy, the sound therapy, and the smaller scale therapies because they are incredibly valuable next time. Until then, I've been Andy Morgan from Total Therapy Birmingham, and I will see you all very soon If you like this video, hit like, hit subscribe, send me a comment, and I will, if you have a subject that you'd like me to talk about, let me know and I will. I'll do my best. Until then, see you.